All right, hey everybody. I know I haven't, well, I guess I should say I haven't, but there hasn't been that much time that's passed in the year, but I'm still doing an update video, and that's only because in the last video I did a think through, and I was trying to think out loud, and you saw even with this one kind of where I thought I was going to go with it and then where I ended up. So I figured I'd start with that one because that one was a bit jumbled. And that's because I really want to use the cover. It would be a shame to not use it. So really wanted to use this. So we'll just start kind of with an overview of what I've done so far and kind of what I've been using and how I've been using it. I've already added to, modified, and changed from the original video. But such is life, where we're not really surprised, right? So this is the Louis Vuitton desk agenda cover. I bought it 1 year ago, and there's a video for it on my channel. I'll try to remember to link it, but I bought the cover then and loved it and thought I would use it for work, but I realized the disc system for work just wasn't really working for me. So we moved in September, and I'm using it as starting to set it up as a home planner. I made a post kind of trying to figure out how I was even going to label it. And I shopped my stash for everything. I already had it. So this cover is from Planner Press. The print inside is from Jane's Agenda. But you can see I have the main tabs are calendar, maintenance lists, projects, reference, and notes. And then on the top I have today, routines, budget, that's within projects, and then this is just blank, so I'll see how I use it naturally. And I tore these out because they were starting to be lists, and then I realized there was a different way I wanted to do it. Like before I started filming, I realized what I wanted to do differently. So this is like hot off the press. I guess maybe it's not that exciting. To me, it's exciting. Okay, so cover, Jane's Agenda, cloth and paper, inbox, cloth and paper. This jelly is from Catspresso Co. The Progress Not Perfection is cloth and paper, and then these are task tabs that I haven't made yet for the home, but they will be. They were going to be work ones, and then I realized it works too fast paced for it. It would be pretty, but not functional in the moment. That's also cloth and paper. So then calendar, this is just a journal calendar where I can maybe keep notes here, but it'll be monthly, just like when our bills due, January. So just started to put this together, trash and recycle versus a school weekend, and just start filling other, when our utilities come up and things like that. So calendar that's related to house things, other kinds of maintenance, appointments, keep a log that way. But I like it for many reasons. But I have that there's this bills, date, category, amount, and paid. So that's good for kind of like utility bills, important dates, any goals for that month. And these are all from cloth and paper as well. Half letter disc. So I don't have anything filled out too far ahead. But within the calendar, I need to put my school calendar here just because it's monthly, but then there's a couple like oddball weeks in there. So I'll get that updated. Maintenance, home maintenance. So I'm gonna have, I think I'm gonna title it by like room or type versus like pool, info, water, electric. Like I don't know, visually to me, it didn't really make sense, and I'll probably label it so it's a little cleaner. But I'm gonna just do like, since it's a checklist, I can write on it kind of like a bullet journal of your own. So I can just draw in the lines and the subject and check it off and with the date. And so maybe it's like, I don't know, kitchen or cleaning, you know, the pool in the backyard, the yard maintenance, maybe garage, bathrooms, like something that it's maybe just more sectioned off. And then maintenance, this is just, oops, it looks like it got switched. And then routines under maintenance are like in the spring and then summer. These are just pages where I was trying to like brain dump and research kind of what is recommended, because it's kind of like working out. You don't really want to do things that don't feel good. Or if you feel weak, you're not going to want to do them, but they're all necessary. So I feel like house maintenance is kind of like that. Like, I don't know that I would voluntarily get the plumbing or, you know, chimney checked, but just looking for reminders that I won't think of by happenstance. Okay, then general lists. I feel like you can never go wrong with a good list in the house. I started out lists with like short-term projects I'd want to do, and then I realized under projects I'd like to structure it a little differently. So I made a project section instead of lists. I'm like super proud of how I did it. But I probably have to reprint these because it's a little off center and it'll drive me crazy. Most of these inserts, if they're not cloth and paper, they're Peanuts Planner Co. So I want to say that. I love it because you can buy one and just keep reprinting. You mess up, you print it again, try again. And it feels a little, it feels like you can feel a little less guilty about experimenting, because planning is expensive or can be expensive. It can also be inexpensive depending on how you do it. So if you can create an entire notebook with just, you know, Peanuts Planner Co. printable inserts, and you just keep reusing the same inserts. That's how I do my habit tracker. So I printed this on vellum, and that'll be the sections because I didn't want to write in the middle yet. I don't know, trying it out. So what I did, so the office kind of, so where I'm filming now, there's some things I want to do to it. So I figured maybe I'd make a high level list here, budget, priority, like order, kind of what I would want to do. We're very blessed in that we didn't really buy a fixer upper. And everything that is listed here is like a nice to have and not super urgent necessary. So we're waiting until we can, you know, like afford it, and then, or, you know, comfortably afford it, and not feel pinched and stressed, because then, I mean, what's the fun in doing this if you're going to be really stressed out? Anywho, office is where I'm filming. So I went on to Pinterest, probably no surprise, as a lot of people do that, for inspiration. If you use anything other than Pinterest and Instagram, let me know. Catch me up, I'm old. Maybe there's new things that I don't know about. But these are just some changes I like to make. There's a built-in now, but it's really, really big and it's functional, and there's room for my husband and me to work in here together. Our old office, our desks were facing each other and we could work. We loved it. We have a TV in there, had a TV in there, and we got to do everything in it. He's been in some of my videos because there was one space to film and work. So now that we're in the house, he has his own office, and it's huge, and it's in the basement, which he has his whole setup down there. But now I don't need this really, really big built-in, and maybe I'll do before and after if we get to make the updates. But anyway, it's a beautiful room, and the tile is beautiful. And I was realizing, since I'm only using it by myself, I'd like to make it a little more me, so that if I walk in, you know, there's more of a built-in look, and I can have a desk facing out. I can hide my printers. This will be on the other wall, just some like deco. And then I just liked some of these light fixtures. So that's what I did. I started to just print some inspiration. We have a huge bonus room upstairs, but it's shaped a little oddly. But what's funny is that when I saw these photos, I felt like they were taking photos in our room. So it has slight arches. It's not like a super, super arched room where you almost like realize it. you know, where you feel cramped. It's just slight, but I'd like to create like a little reading nook with some bookshelves there. So I like that, the way that looks, but I'd to kind of transplant this into this image, and then we put a bed on this side. So it would look just like this, like probably exactly layout. So a bed, this little reading nook, and this chaise over here, which would be that little chair. And we have two little nooks that look like that look exactly like this in the room. And I just thought, what do we do with it? But I like that they made a seat and a bench drawer. So that's kind of nice because there's not a whole lot of storage in the room. It's just really big and open. So maybe like a drawer down here, a drawer down there, bookshelves, more drawers. And then you start to have a little more space. I like the chest here. The sunlight would be coming in these two windows. We don't have windows over here. But the rest of this would look pretty realistic. These windows are pretty big. So I just thought that was really neat to see. It makes it a little more, you can like feel it when it actually like looks like your room or looks like your house. So that's a bonus room. Guest bedroom. I have just a bed in it, but kind of like in that budget sense where it's a beautiful bed frame. The mattress is really comfortable. The comforter is beautiful, but like the rest of it is just like there's nothing in it. It is a bed. It is purely for function. So if anybody comes, they can stay. At least it's a very, very comfortable bed. I can guarantee they'll get a great sleep, but the rest of it doesn't look super thrilling. So I'd have the bed in the room, and then I want to put a little chaise in the corner, which I love that. That's just so cozy. So if you have a guest over, maybe they're up before you, they can hang out, but not like be in bed. So that's just another similar chaise lounge. I like the photos. This would be like if I was looking towards the side wall. I liked how they had wainscoting and this little pretty like fake lilac tree. Really pretty. And then this is so, I think this just looks so pretty in the bathroom. So that would be like a guest bath. And I just think it's like a whole, I don't know, shabby, chic, country, cottage kind of vibe. But I want to keep it, you know, elegant and still like really cozy. So I was trying to figure out what could that look like. And then our closets, oh boy. In our closet, there's a lot of space, but it's just like two big wire racks, and so much space is wasted. It feels like it's just, I don't know, it kind of hurts. There's not a lot of room to use, even though there's a lot of room available. And then one of the guest rooms, there's no wire racks, no closet. I mean, no rods, nothing. It's just like it has where rods were ripped out of the wall, so that needs some work. So anywho, there's not much is the moral of the story. So these are just some images of maybe like built-ins that would be kind of nice. The primary bedroom, and then the guest bedrooms, one more than the other. But yeah, so that's how that looks. So I'm pretty excited about how this turned out. And then the rest of these mind maps are blank. And then a budget for the, there's not a section yet because I have my own budget tracker that I make, but we'll kind of see, I'll see what kind of inserts I can find or make to put under budget. The way I do budgeting is kind of like picky. I do my budgeting for the entire year on like January 1 or before it. And then I just kind of edit as the week goes to just, or the month over month, so I don't get like caught off guard with anything. But everything's already pre-planned, programmed. And then as it comes up, I enter it, and then I can see year over year and month over month what are like the trends. And I don't know, I could use an app, but visually the way I have it set up in Excel just makes sense to me. Reference, like as we're using contractors, what have you, just being sure to keep record of that. You know, it's more so I realize I tend to get like, if I don't know where to start, I just don't start, and that's bad. So it's a lot of empty pages, but really the think through process of how did I want to use it um, made me feel pretty good. So, and then the projects was just like a fun thing to do to relax and unwind and kind of, I don't know, thinking about the future is kind of fun. We don't know if, when it'll happen, but that would be kind of neat to see how that unfolds. So that's a home planner. So that'll stay on my desk. And then what I thought was I was going to put in there was my work planner. So I ended up using this. It's just a Moterm zip. It's so pretty. It's a little more deeper raspberry than the red that appears on camera. So this is what I take to work. So this is a half-year calendar by Sterling Ink. And so I just put, you know, what do I have like tomorrow? I have something due by end of day tomorrow. So I've started putting in due dates into the calendar, and then taking notes. I'm hiding it, but taking notes for the actual day in the calendar portion. And then this is just Astrology A5, and I started doing meeting notes only in this. And so I'll do it the week of, so starting tomorrow, and then I'll write the week, and then I can reflect back. I didn't do it yet so I can film, but I go back through the prior week and write down anything that didn't get done that prior week and make sure to write it down. So it's like a running to-dos and meeting notes, because most to-dos come out of meetings. All of them really. So trying to think through that a little bit, but so far I really like it. Before everything was in here, like everything was in here, and it just, I was also was in a pretty deep funk, and it just, I wasn't, you know, really living my best life in here. And you can kind of tell, I can tell. So you can instantly see it kind of feels like I'm trying to get back to me a little bit here and plan. So it's nice. It still zips, fits in my bag. They're both A5. Although the Stalgy, what I would recommend, it does zip, but the Sterling Ink is a half year and the A5 is a full year. I tried to order a half year A5, but they were out of stock. I still might, but it fits, so it still zips. But I would probably, if you're thinking about something like this for work, I would recommend a half year A5. Stalgy or Sterling Ink. Okay, so that was work. This is old. That was done. And so what else was new this year? I'll start with, I'll do this. This is new. This I threw in last week. I've had the notebook my entire life, just about, it feels like. And I just always moved it from apartment to apartment, house to house. It started sentimental. I was always sentimental. My dad was a real estate developer, and so I've been really into, probably why I gravitated towards those, I don't know, vision board kind of things. But I used to draw like house plans, floor plans in this book. I tore them out and I still have them, but I started using this for morning pages. So I was having I don't know, and if you've watched all of my videos so far, if not, and you're new, welcome. I'm really, really super thrilled that you're here. But last year was just like a year, and I feel like looking back, it's been like that since, 2020, and then it's been like that since, 2015, really. So it's like 9 years. It's just been so much. And I was in a pretty deep funk the last few months. I think after the move, it just all kind of hit. And I just said, I need to get back to me. I want to feel better. And I don't like the word hustle. I don't, because it feels like it just like glorifies the hustle, and I want to actually enjoy every moment and be present and really make time for family and loved ones and my relationships. And that is a priority. So I don't like the term hustle, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fight or flight, and it's been super survival mode for me for many, many years. And it's just kind of like hitting. So starting, let's see when I started. The third, yeah, January 3rd. So, okay, so it's been a minute now. I think it just started like really feeling good, the following week. But I've done about 3 pages every weekday morning. But I get up, I light my candle, I put on some music, and the first thing I do after I get a cup of coffee, like I'm getting jazzed up and relaxed, even thinking about it, get my coffee, I sit down, and I just free write for 3 full pages. And sometimes it takes 40 minutes, sometimes it takes an hour. But that's, super personal information, but it feels really, really good. And as I've done it, I've got some pretty neat ideas out of it. So you just have a system that you mark so you can go back and reference it. But I really love it. I'm glad I started it. It's kind of similar to, we call it the miracle morning, but it's really just getting up early and getting your day started and being productive, early. Putting yourself first before the day gets really, really crazy, and that's been really, really nice. Okay, what else? My Brezza wallet that has a Hobonichi in it. I think I filmed it first with the sterling ink Hobonichi week size in it. And then I thought, since I'm doing a little bit of planning differently, that it could be neat to keep the Hobonichi. Plus, it just reminds me of like, I don't know, that the Tiffany blue, which I've had this forever, and then I saw that color and I thought that's just really neat. Which it'll bring me to my next planner. So yeah, what I've been doing is just, I figured if it's already pre-planned, yeah. So I sat down and I started to look at the sterling ink one, and I said, okay, I'm gonna have to print the monthlies, or I'm gonna have to draw on the monthlies. And this one was already on its way because the color was so pretty. And I must admit, it was like the color that had me get it and then rethink how I was going to use it. So I was super sick at the beginning of the year. It was awful. It was not COVID, but it was something wretched. So I'm trying to keep a track of, when I was sick, maybe my migraines, when I take iron, and when I do other supplements, because I have a lot of autoimmune things happening. I get migraines really, really badly. I haven't gone back in and caught back up with the log, but that's how I plan to use it. It's kind of like a health and symptom tracker. And then the back is still open to have like notes on the go. So that's my wallet on the go, and I really like it so far. I'm in the process of taking out some of these cards and slimming it down. I only ever use like 2 anyway. So that'll help it, because if I have it pretty full, like front and back, and you can see if I set it naturally, if I put it far away, maybe you can see, but like, I don't know, because some folks have asked if it closed. And maybe you can also, if you only want the calendar, you can take it to Staples or something and like cut the back half off. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could. You can also keep less in the front, but there's ways. Plus my bag's always so full, it just kind of squeezes in and stays closed anyway. All right, so that's that. And then my new one this year too is this, and you can see it's very, very similar, but I've just always loved Tiffany's. And I don't know, maybe just as a little girl, I remember watching Breakfast at Tiffany's and thinking Audrey Hepburn was just so elegant and cute, and I just love it. So this is what I started doing morning affirmations in. So I bought it as a treat for myself. I bought it to do affirmations because my negative self-talk far outweighs my positive self-talk. So after I do my morning pages in the morning, I do my affirmations, and then I get into other things for the morning when there's still time. But that's new, and it's just super pretty and beautiful, and it feels nice, and it's nice to use. It makes me want to use it, which is, you know, that's what you want out of your planners. You want to use them if you're spending the money and the time investing in them. Okay, so that's those two. I guess we're down to the habit tracker. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but back into using this. Personal tasks is new. These are from Planner Press. But I make a yearly section. Again, I started to track wellness. Oh, I had this here, and that's when I realized, well, wait a second, that's how I can use my Hobonichi. So I'll probably actually take this out, or maybe mark something else in it. But I put recurring tasks in here. This is from Crossbow Printables. I think now Crossbow Planner Co. But I bought a ton when she was still printables. So these were purchased and already punched and cut. Okay, then fitness, I started logging that again, which has been nice. My habit tracker, like my actual habits, I've slimmed down quite a bit. It was just getting a little too overwhelming, and I said, you know what, I want to use it. So I have these in the order of how I would use them throughout the day or week, because I realized mentally when I had it, maybe this is a tip, when I had it mixed by category, I was getting, it looked like it was much more intermittent, and it mentally made me feel like I wasn't doing enough, or like I was missing too much. And I was doing everything I wanted, but because it was based on category, I don't do all of the categories every day. So you can see how these are more front loaded than these, and then this is like super bare, because I'm putting cleaning somewhere else. But I figured I'll leave it blank, and then if I need it, I'd write it in. But now that also changed because I started the home planner. So it all kind of feeds together. So those are the habits, like hair oiling, Olaplex, Zip. Like I don't do those every day. Maybe I should, but then behind this is just like pillows and sheets. So this is where I do sleep tracking. Again, I need to get caught up and fill that in. So it, what is it? Sleep cycle. So it measures quality. I mark when I went to bed, when I wake up, the time asleep. And then I get to see the trends. And then year over year, you'll see every month it gets like, the average gets less and less and less and less and less. So anyway, that's the habit tracker. Again, I said I wouldn't spend too much time in it because I just had a video about that post. Okay, so we're winding down. I'm not going to show the goals planner because I just did that setup, and I'll do another one when I check in. So now you'll notice my ring planner, my Julia personal wide rings, isn't here. And that's because in the last semester, last quarter, I realized my system is much better suited for a bound book. And this is coming from someone that was all discs for years, Happy Planner classic size, you know, through and through, Franken planning, all of it. But I had a lot more. I got into that when my dad passed away, and I wanted a creative outlet, and it felt like scrapbooking, and it was exactly what I needed at the time, and it served the purpose. And then, you know, I got a new job, and then another new job, and then school, and it just started morphing into other things. And then I went down to one Happy Planner, and then I think from there I tried rings. It's funny to look back and kind of try to remember. And then when I introduced Brained Up as a notebook instead of in my pocket rings, it was a game changer. Like I started using it for everything. And since I have it, I'll show you. These are my prior brain dumps. It's like super, super satisfying. But you can see, like, I was all about the tabs, which I still wish I did. And then I did more that were just like clean, but I never labeled them with the month. And then last year when I had 2 goals, like only 1 goal basically, I had no tabs, nothing. But I realized I had the black were what I wanted to reference a lot for school, and then white is, or pink was reference at any time. Gold was a to do, and so I said, you know what, I keep all of these because there's certain times I go back to reference it, but I just like the way it feels. I like how I use it. It just feels good. I'm more of a brain dump kind of person anyway. But I missed my weekly layout. So I only, basically, if you see my system video from 2023, it was basically only the brain dump because of how much was happening. So this is now my brain dump, and this is sterling ink, just a plain notebook. And this is now this is what my brain dump always was to me. It's stuff that I'm thinking and I just write, and I might not have to reference it. So I know that when it's done, it can kind of just serve as like a memory keeper in a journal. But this color is to die for. It is my second favorite color, maybe my favorite color, but it's just absolutely stunning. I love it. But that's a brain dump. So I just think I showed you my pen from my friend in Minnesota. It says, still very, very cool and hip. It's called Millennial Pens. So I think it's just really funny and it makes me smile, and she's super sweet. So yeah, so that's the brain dump. It's not as full because this year I introduced this baby, and I feel like, you know, save the best for last. So all my pens, I have, looking behind me, I have like 7 jars of pens, and these are like my absolute favorite to write with in Nostalgia. Just the Bic pens, not fancy, pretty cheap, write amazingly. These also write like that, a little more pretty. But this I like to keep. Actually, I need to switch them while I think of it, because I needed to replace the ink, so that's done. But pro tip, in your purse, if you have the cap or the click pen on your weeks like this, like I do, the cap can either fall off or it'll like click, and then it ends up all over your purse. Learn the hard way. Anywho, so this is the 2024 Common Planner and cover. It's a pretty pink. It's a little different than this one. It's a little purple. This combination is just stunning. I found this ollie clip magnetized to my old desk, which is funny because I was looking for it. So I found it, and I just think the colors look so beautiful together. Okay, so this is where I do now my, I do my layout of the month, and then I do appointments, and it's, you know, maybe less fun because I'm covering, you know, the appointments, but I have a lot of appointments every month. So I put them in as temporary in case they need to move, but it's helpful because I really, I don't know, I still like, I wasn't using my, last year I wasn't using my weeks. I took it out. I tried a different calendar. I wasn't using it. Everything was a brain dump. But I really missed what the Hobo Weeks did for the month. So this still gives me that. But then also, if I jump, and I love this no term because you can jump to the week. If I jump to the week, you can lay out, you know, the week at a glance. because it's still the horizontal. And what I've been doing, let me see if I can shuffle this around. I use just some of these like bow or like dot lists, and it fits nicely to cover this time. So it'll cover like at the end of work hours. I say quotes because sometimes it's really late nights. But you can just cover up the times and you'll have a running like to-do list at the end of the week. I discovered that last week, or end of the day. And it's nice. It feels more organized. And then the back half, and you'll notice this is in like all of my planners. These are freebies from Sterling Ink. I love them. They're beautiful. They keep a consistent theme. They're really pretty and happy. So, and then this, I'm not going to share as much. This is January. This is a clear tab that was really old. I forgot where I got them from, what brand, but they were from Hobby Lobby. And then these monthly stickers came in a cloth and paper sub box, so I've just saved onto them. I tried to shop my stash where I could since I was buying a lot, but I didn't buy as much as I normally do. So back here, this is the brain dump section where I want to reference it. So I went through about 2 full year Stalogies a year. So 1 Stalogy every 6 months. So between this regular brain dump and like the permanent reference back brain dump, like notes on the go, doctor's messages, what have you, things that even I'd want to maybe look back and refer to a little easier, I'm now keeping in the common planner. So if you'd asked me 5 years ago if I ever would be in a bound book planner, I'd probably say no, but here, look at me now. But I love it. I'm super happy so far. And that's the system update. So I know it's probably pretty early to do one, but I already made some edits and I wanted to update you, but look at that stack, it's so happy. I wanted to give you an update and kind of show you how I was using everything, because it's been fun to explore and try this out and try different systems and find, that's the great thing about this, I want to say hobby, but it's also like really it's my life. My whole life's in it. First of all, having the time, not even having the time, but being able to find a new routine where I can get back into this has been really fun. Doing stuff like this, these two, like the affirmations and morning pages, has been so far great for my mental health. Like that's been really nice. This system has been like tested for the last 3 years, and I think this will really work for me. My work system, I think, is refining. The home planner is going to be really nice to have everything in one place. So I'm happy with it so far, and I really appreciate you joining and tuning in. And please come back if you can. If you enjoyed it, share it. If you think it might help someone as well. And I hope you do join me for another one in the near future. Again, it's been a while since I've done these videos. Just again, I had one goal outside of work and everything, and it was just a lot. And I did it, but then it was like you plow through the first semester and you think, oh my gosh, and then everything hits and you realize, wow, I basically put myself last. Even though getting into school was putting myself first, I feel like so much of myself was put last. But that's a story for another day. But I also put this here from the ground up because you probably see a theme from either some little quips here. It's been a wild ride, and that's why I said, it wasn't just a busy last year. It wasn't just a busy 2020 to now. It's been going on, 9 years. So it's and longer if I'm honest, but it's just been a lot. So this really helps me. But if you're struggling, I do hope, take this and hopefully it helps your mental health or helps you feel more organized and more confident. But do seek help if you feel like you need it. There's, got to break the stigma about it. There's no shame in putting yourself first, taking care of yourself, taking care of your health. Listen to your body, treat yourself well. Know that you're valued. Um, Again, you matter. And, um, sometimes that's all you need to know. And it's nice to hear it because a lot of times you may not have someone to tell you that. So um, keep your chin up, and the days are getting lighter and lighter from this dreary winter darkness. But I do hope you come back and join me again in the future. Love having you, love interacting with you. I love this, and it's when I started the channel, I just always wanted to help others and inspire others and give unique ways of looking at things. So you're not always maybe seeing the same content that's out there. So anyway, I'm done ranting, but appreciate you. Thanks for joining. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.